Welcome to another episode of Around the World in 7 Days. My name is Sonali. The feud between Israel and Arab countries is very old. In fact, this feud is not only old but also full of bitterness. The bitterness has been so high that Israel and Arab countries also fought two wars in 1948 and 1967. Even after 7 decades of hostilities, their relations have not improved and they are still going through a rough patch. But why are we telling you all this today? Actually, when Donald Trump was the President of America, he took initiatives to bring Israel and Arab countries closer, which culminated in the signing of the Abraham Accord. In this, America was the mediator, while 3 other countries, namely Israel, United Arab Emirates, and Bahrain, were signatories. But America's effort to resolve the dispute between Israel and Arab countries now seems to be in trouble. We are saying this because a visit of Israeli PM Mr. Netanyahu to Saudi Arabia was cancelled in the January earlier this year. Also, the news of increasing closeness between Saudi Arabia and Iran was prominently covered in the international media of late. In today's episode, we will try to understand why the distance between Arab and Israel is increasing again after a short period of truce. We will also try to know strategies of Arab countries behind this move. We will come to many other questions as well. But first of all, let's try to understand the Abraham Accord. Basically, the US, which is the biggest strategic partner of Israel, had initiated some measures with a view of improving Israel-Arab relations. A major milestone in this direction was achieved in 2020 during the presidency of Mr. Donald Trump, when he tried to bring a thaw in the relationship and eventually laid a solid foundation for the Abraham Accord. Apart from Israel, the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain also joined the agreement. Later, Morocco and Sudan also signed this historic agreement and agreed to restore peace and establish diplomatic relations with Israel. The plan was to bring rest of the Arab countries under its purview, but so far it seems a pipe dream. The optimism of bringing other Muslim countries under this accord is fading away. Now the question is why? Before answering that question, let us apprise you of the complete equation. First of all, you have to understand that there is a very deep divide between the Gulf countries. On one side, there are Shias and the other, there are Sunnis. Sunni countries consider Iran as their biggest enemy, which is the facto leader of the Shia countries. On the other hand, Iran considers Israel as its enemy. As we mentioned earlier, America is the biggest strategic partner of Israel. Therefore, the Gulf countries started improving their relations with Israel at the behest of America. All this was driven by a simple equation that Iran was their common enemy. Since Arab countries felt threatened from Iran, they thought they should follow America and it will take care of the security threats. American economic sanctions on Iran were one aspect of it. But now it seems that priorities have changed. The longtime foes are turning into partners, if not friends at least. Now Arab countries want to move ahead with development as their top priority, while security has slipped to the second notch. If we look at the trend of last few years, it seems that the countries of the Middle East are putting an end to the mutual tug of war. In the year 2021, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain and Egypt ended the blockade against Qatar. Saudi Arabia's stand on Yemen is also witnessing a change. Turkey and UAE have also tried to bridge their differences. Saudi Arabia's relations with Turkey are also improving. Now, by extending the hand of friendship, Iran and Saudi have made it clear that the Gulf countries are firmly moving towards the agenda of development. This renewed approach of the Gulf countries towards mutual relationship is being cited as the reason for cancellation of Netanyahu's visit to Saudi Arabia. We all know that Israel and the Arab countries are at loggerheads over the Palestine issue. Israel opposes the recognition of Palestine as a country, while Arab countries advocate the two-nation theory. On the other hand, Benjamin Netanyahu is a hardcore right-wing leader. With him becoming the Prime Minister again, the Arab countries feel that this issue will hardly be resolved during his tenure. Due to this, after cancellation of his Saudi visit, the UAE visit was also postponed. At the same time, the recent developments are also being linked to the ongoing movement in Israel. Netanyahu has been facing opposition for a very long time due to his initiatives of so-called judicial reforms. In the capital Tel Aviv, millions of people are protesting against his reform proposal. In such a situation, it is believed that this political upheaval may have an impact on Israel's relations with other countries. This crisis has put Netanyahu's political career at stake. That is why it is being said that a politically weak Netanyahu may not be able to take the Abraham Accord forward, as it will further dent his credibility as a right-wing leader. However, all these arguments are very shallow. The real reason is that, due to decades-old animosity, the Arab countries are finding it difficult to trust Israel. This argument becomes more valid when corroborated with the fact that it has been more than 2 years since the Abraham Accord came into existence, and Saudi Arabia is yet to sign it or even show a positive outlook towards it. Now the situation is that Arab countries do not consider Iran as a big threat, and American pressure on the Arab countries is not as effective as it once used to be. It is believed that all these equations will create difficulties for Israel. And if this happens, then there will be no compulsion for the Arab countries to compromise with Israel. So that's all in today's episode. See you on Friday. But before that, let's note down the question based on today's story. Changing equations in the Middle East have virtually made the Abraham Accord a no-starter. Critically examine.